Trump has responded to Barack Hussein Obama's character assassination of him last night.
Oh, he has. He's responded.
He's addressing it. Is he
going to whip it out?
He's disappointed. I mean, I haven't watched this clip yet. I don't think so.
Something about
if he does, ACYN does not give us a trigger warning, which I would appreciate.
It's newsworthy if he does it.
Did you see Barack Hussein Obama last night? Take little shots. He was taking shots at your president. And so was Michelle. You know, they always say, sure, please stick to policy. Don't get personal. And yet they're getting personal all night long, these people. Do I still have to stick to policy?
Oh, Donald Trump says you're being very uncivil. And he says,
policy.
They're taking shots at me behind bulletproof glass.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
Yeah.
He is so pissed that happened while his advisors are telling him, talk about the economy. He's like, they're being so nasty and I'm supposed to stay here talking about job creation? Like, are you kidding me?
You started this with the whole thing with, was it Little Marco? Was that who he referred to? Yes.
Exactly, yeah.
He went
on the debate stage about the penis size.
And then it was that Little Marco was implied, and then also the hand size. My hands are very big.
And you know what that means.
And you know, right? Yeah. Bro, you are literally, I think, the first presidential candidate. In fact, on the Mount Rushmore of presidential candidates who have brought up their penis size, you are the founding father. You are the George Washington of American presidents discussing penis size. Okay, so I mean, I want Donald Trump to clutch his pearls all the way through November. Please, please talk about how the Democrats are being so unfair to you. It really is amazing. He is doing Hillary 2016, complaining about the rules, complaining about the Democrats being mean, not going to the swing states, not having the crowd size advantage. I mean, what a little loser.
It's deplorable to JD. I don't like it.
And Emma, I think you made this point earlier too. It's also somewhat like DeSantis-esque, both in his presidential campaign, but also like his gubernatorial run against Gillum.
The overly online thing?
Overly online, but also over in the sense of of course, who's Trump been talking to recently, interviewing with Elon Musk on Twitter Spaces, getting an assassination-themed Cybertruck from Aiden Ross, talking to Theo Vaughn, talking to Jake Paul, like going to that crypto conference, the sneaker con, like just all of this like insular community, micro communities to get their money and support, and then and also trying to work the refs by being like, you want me to talk about the economy? They're being very nasty to me. I have to respond. Like, please let me out of my cage. My bulletproof glass.
God, we're getting a lot of really funny IMs. We'll read some and then we'll get out of here. Snark Norsey, the Mount Rushmore of penis size would actually be Scottsbluff, Nebraska, which I'm assuming is a very flat area.
Look at that.
A newsworthy whipout says, a newsworthy whipout. Trump acts like Eric Cartman when he gets all pouty. He really does. Mama Philistopheles, show us the penis certificate, Donald. Yes. Pull out the ruler. Frauder 12, this guy's just being charming and self-deprecating. He's actually very talented. #1 Republican burn. Desert Lefty, Republican pundits are humorless and believe in nothing. They therefore seem to be having an allergic reaction to seeing humor and beliefs in an opponent. Train Boy, LBJ is the king of presidents, talking about penis size, not Donnie. I guess I didn't know enough about that.
Yeah, famously, he says a LBJ tape with his tailor, where he says you got to let the nuts hang. So you can YouTube that.
Oh gosh. Okay. Sam from Ottawa. Emma is woefully ignorant of Big Jumbo if she thinks Trump was the first to talk about his penis size. I am apparently ignorant of this. I should have consulted with my presidential scholar.
You should have had a period where you were unemployed and going kind of insane and listening to the JFK, LBJ, and Nixon tapes in chronological order.
I should have had that time period. Drill says current data compared to the first half of 2019: homicide down 2%, robbery down 15%, residential burglary down 39%, domestic violence down 8%. However, motor vehicle theft and carjacking are both up 65%, shoplifting 10%. Overall, most numbers are down even compared to 2019. Yeah, but they compare 2019 because they want to wrap 2020 into it.
They want to include that because it's the Democrats and not just like a giant societal sort of disruption and then failure to really address it for the people most impacted by it.
Right. Meg MCA, Trump and his father bullied his brother into alcoholism. His brother was a pilot, and Trump and their father called him a bus driver and made his life miserable. Oh, I would not be shocked.
Yep, seems about right.
Weirdo John, I love Capra films too, but it is the writers of the films, not Capra, who are injecting progressive ideals into them. Capra was a conservative Republican who disliked FDR. Oh, I didn't know that. Was an alleged informant for McCarthy in the 1940s and made 7 war propaganda films for the U.S. Department of War, one of which won an Oscar. He did become a pacifist later in life. Okay, this is how I learn. Gia of York. Also, I really think AOC sticking with Biden in the weird stream was mostly what she felt she could do to avoid a completely replaced ticket that was apparently being pushed for. I think it has actually paid off considering she's at the DNC, even though she didn't fully take advantage of that. And Harris
didn't take advantage at all. They took advantage of her. It'd be nice. The bear hugging Biden thing would have been good if she then said, actually, we need to start conditioning aid immediately. But instead, she's covering for him.
Yeah.
So like, I don't think the good things in that. I don't think the DNC sweats that when they got the insurgent Democrat, AOC herself, to come and say that the administration is working tirelessly for a ceasefire.
Blind Anti-Imperialism says, do we know if Blinken is staying on for a Harris administration? Would he or anyone else likely hold back an ability for a ceasefire even if Harris fights for one? I will eat a hat on air if Harris retains.
But you're right.
What?
I think you're right, but I wouldn't make that promise.
But when has any president kept the previous, even if there was it was the same party, when have they kept the previous Secretary of State since what? Did LBJ in his second run or in like his actual election, did he retain?
I can't remember.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, you're right. And I think the indication is like the West exec crew is on the outs, which is one. Now, whether they'll be replaced by some people noticeably better, I think that's the hope.
That's the hope. But I'm not making that promise, but Blinken in particular, she could get somebody who has identical politics but doesn't politically have the stink of this genocide on them. I mean, like, that's just basic.
It hasn't completely blown their credibility.
She would show complete political incompetence if that were the case, and thus far that's not what she's displayed. So I just have I really doubt that. All right, 3 more and then we will get out of here. This goes to, I say this as someone who wishes we cut off Israel altogether. The reality is Israel has support in both parties when things actually come to a vote versus some speech. I mean,
but like within the parties, within decision makers, yes. Within the voters of the Democratic Party, there's a huge problem, and I have no desire to lessen that problem. I think that problem should be agitated so that Biden stops the goddamn genocide and people can have the joy about this campaign that they really want to.
Yeah. Who is you? Carjacking being up is likely a result of the Kia security faults that allow for people to easily steal vehicles. I have a coworker get their Kia stolen twice in the last 2 months.
Yeah, big industry failure there.
Mama Philistopheles says, according to Axios, Trump may have violated the Logan Act with Netanyahu. Yep, I saw their PBS also had something on their coverage last night. We just didn't get to it today. And we'll just say the final IM of the day. Squirt Cobain. There's Wall Street Journal reporting from a month ago that says Harris wanted to get rid of Blinken, Austin, and Sullivan. Yep, I saw that. But as we're saying, things can change. And it's not customary, especially with an administration this unpopular, for her to retain these people. It would be insane for her to do so. And just from a self-interest standpoint, I'm inclined to believe that, but we got to wait to see and continue to keep the pressure on for her to not just appoint someone replacement level, but someone who may be an improvement to get us back in the Iran deal, to cut off arms, etc. So
I would that's one thing. And there's a whole bunch of initiatives that'd be nice to emphasize. Like, I hate that there's no healthcare thing at play now, but the Iran deal, there needs to be pressure on that, because we just read a thing about proliferation in North Korea and blah 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 blah, and how can we get the world to stop investing in nuclear bombs? Well, one thing we could do is actually like help denuclearize and actually like pursue that in good faith, and not act like it's like anti-Semitic, talk to Iran or something like some Zionist lobbyists like to do, and have convinced Biden not to. I mean, that's one of the huge early tells of the Biden administration, is no interest in getting back in the Iran deal, which is just appalling.
Another gift to the Israel lobby. Yep. All right, guys.
For all good it's done them.
Yeah. That's why I give credit to Obama on that front. Yep.
Hey, folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out our daily show. We do it every day at 12 p.m. Eastern for about 2.5 hours. We even take phone calls. You should check that out.